guys, welcome! In this video, we'll dive into the Exceed Break build for ADL Rangers. The ADL build is the most popular farming and boss hunt build for Rangers in Episode 5, and with the Exceed Break skill, ADL Rangers can deal higher DPS, provided that they can maintain a high attack speed. In this guide, we'll discuss how to distribute stat points, which Ranger skills and runes to prioritize, what equipment and card set to use, and all the useful tips to boost the power of your ADL Ranger using Exceed Break. In addition, we'll also explain some changes in Episode 6 that will affect ADL Rangers. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll get a clear idea on how to use Exceed Break effectively. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Let's first take a look at the Exceed Break skill. It is an active skill that increases Dex, Int, Crit, and Crit damage but reduces attack speed and agi. As you level up the skill from level 1 to level 10, the bonus stats and attack speed penalty increase. However, with the breakthrough from level 11 to 15, the attack speed penalty decreases. This is why it is important to max this skill out first. However, if you're still lacking skill points, you may use level 7 Exceed Break for the meantime, since it has the same attack speed penalty at level 15. With this in mind, it is important that we invest heavily on items that improve our attack speed to compensate for the Exceed Break penalty. Next, let's discuss the recommended stat distribution. The most important stat to pump first is Agility to compensate for the agility and attack speed penalty when using Exceed Break. You should max out this attribute first. After that, you need to put points on Luck, which increases your critical rate and blitz speed chance. A high Luck stat coupled with high attack speed will ensure that you almost always have 3 stacks of Trump Tamer, which grants higher damage. If you're using a sniping suit, then you need to have a total of 120 luck to get a total of plus 12% critical damage. When adjusting luck to 120, you need to consider your additional luck gained from True Sight skill, Luck Meals, and Priest's Gloria. If you're not going to use a sniping suit, then adjust your luck so that you have a total of 60 crit without buffs. And lastly, allot the remaining points on Dexterity to further enhance your attack. Next, let's talk about the skill point allocation. In general, the skills from Archer to Sniper class are the same as those I've suggested in my previous ADL Sniper video. If you haven't watched that yet, I'll have the video linked down below. As for the third job skill points of Ranger, prioritize getting the following. Level 15 Exceed Break to achieve the maximum damage potential with less attack speed penalty. Level 20 Improved Concentration for bonus luck, crit, and crit damage. Level 10 Fear Breeze for the extra damage when doing auto attacks. Level 10 Fairy Awakening for a higher chance to deal critical attack and trigger blitz speed. And lastly, Level 1 Warg Rider to be able to mount your wolf. As for the remaining skill points, you are free to allot them based on your playstyle and personal preference. Now let's go to runes. The rune path is also similar to what I've discussed in the ADL Sniper video. For a quick recap, here are the important runes to get. Fire Imprison, Fire Arrow Shower, Elemental Arrow, Fire Damage, Holy Damage, Dexterity, Crit Damage %, and Blitz Speed 1 to 5. But aside from those, you also need the following runes. 5 Exceed Break Mastery runes, each of which increases Dex by 2. 2 Auto Attack runes, each of which increases damage dealt by auto attack by 1%, and the remaining Fire Damage, Dex, and Crit Damage % runes. As for the remaining contribution points, just allocate them on nearby attack and crit nodes. Up next, let's dive into the recommended equipment set and cards. In general, we want to prioritize gears and enchantment that increase agility and attack speed to compensate for the penalty of Exceed Break. Once you have achieved high attack speed with level 15 Exceed Break, then use items that increase your damage output, such as those that boost raw attack, range damage, and critical damage. For the weapon, 2 of the most recommended bows for ADL Rangers are the Malang Snow Crab and Mystery Bow. Choosing between the two will depend on a variety of factors, but the most important factor would be getting lucky with the enchantment. You should aim for a weapon with Arch or Sharp enchant. A double-slotted plus 15 Tier 4 Malang Snow Crab grants a huge increase in critical damage. When coupled with a Tier 4 sniping suit, it gives a significant boost in attack speed. However, since it is expensive to get a plus 10 or higher Malang Snow Crab with good enchant, you may opt to get a plus 10 or higher Mystery Bow. It grants higher raw attack but lower critical damage modifier. You may also opt to synthesize these weapons, which will grant higher damage output. However, I only recommend doing synthesis when your base weapon has an ideal enchantment and refinement already. For armor, the most ideal would be the sniping suit due to the bonus attack speed and critical damage it gives. Then upgrade it to tier 8 and refine it to plus 10 or plus 15 for higher stats. As mentioned earlier, you need a total of 120 luck when using the sniping suit to boost your critical damage. Similar to weapons, the enchanted attributes that you should aim for your armor are Sharp or Arch. As for armor cards, you may place an Archer Skeleton Star card for plus 5% attack. For the offhand equipment, the Niles Bracelet is still the best in slot due to the plus 15 range damage it gives. Ideally, it should be upgraded to tier 4 and refined to plus 10 or plus 15 for additional range damage. However, if the refinement level of your Niles Bracelet is not yet plus 10, you may upgrade it to tier 3 only for additional dex. For the offhand slot, you may place cards that increase damage to certain elements by 5%. Examples are the Draco card for Earth monsters and Dark Shadow card for Dark monsters. For the garment, equip a blue Eve cape for faster attack speed. Ideally, it should be upgraded to tier 8 and refined to plus 10 for more agi and attack speed. However, if you can already achieve 480% attack speed even without a blue Eve cape, then just use the undershirt to boost damage. For garment cards, you may use either a Ninetale card or a Baphomet Jr. card for higher agi. As for the foot gear, you may use the Advanced Sack Teddy Shoes. Ideally, it should be refined to plus 12 and upgraded to tier 4 as it gives more agi, attack, and crit damage. Rune Boost, which grants plus 3% attack, is also a good alternative if you can already achieve the desired attack speed. As for the footgear cards, you may inlay either a male Thief Bug card for attack speed or a Wild Rose card for agi and flee. For the accessories, the best option for the Exceed Break build is the Agi Pin due to the huge increase in agi and attack speed that it gives. Upgrading it to tier 4 and refining it to plus 12 gives additional plus 6% attack speed. However, if the refinement level of your agi pin is not yet plus 12, just upgrade it to tier 3 only. A cheaper alternative to the agi pin is a brooch. But if you can already achieve a high attack speed without the agi pin or brooch, then you may just use accessories that boost damage such as the Fairy in Bottle, Mateer's Leash, or Dogtooth Gloves. The best enchantments to have on your accessories would be physical damage increase that is greater than 3%, attack speed that is greater than 3%, or crit damage that is greater than 9%. For accessory cards, it is advisable to get any of the following cards: Cooker card to help achieve faster attack speed, Super Bear Star card for plus 3% attack, or Greatest General card for higher auto attack damage. For the headgears, these are the suggested items. For the head, you may use a cat earberry, golden antenna, or ice apple. As for gacha headwear, you may use a firmament horn, Nidhogg's poison fang, or moonlight prophecy. For the headwear cards, you may inlay an Andre Star card for plus 3% pen, a Gira Star card for plus 3% attack and plus 2 on all attributes, or a Rocker Star card for more dex and attack. For the face, get a Dragon Scale Stripe as it gives plus 10 dex and plus 5 int. But the best in slot should be the Frost Masquerade Mask gacha item. For the mouth, you may use a blowgun for more dex. For the gacha option, you may use a Dream Myth Silk which gives plus 4% pen. You may also equip the Sparkle Firework from the limited edition Spring Festival costume box which gives plus 2 crit and plus 4% crit damage. For the back item, the most ideal would be a plus 10 Adventurer's Bag because it increases attack speed, range damage, and crit damage. Other options are the Sakura Puppet, Devil Wing, or Quiver. And lastly, for the tail, you can get the Beast Tail or Puerco Picha. As for the gacha options, use Gutswing or Wind Perch Drake for more damage, or Sweet Cat Tail for faster attack speed. Next, here are some tips that you need to take note of when using Exceed Break. Tip number 1. For your auto skill slots, just put in auto attack and your self buffs, True Sight, Exceed Break, and Wind Walk. However, when fighting against boss monsters, use Heavy Arrow for higher damage. In addition, use Arrow Shower to control the summoned mobs. Tip number 2. Aside from your equipped items and enchantment, other things that can increase attack speed are True Sight Self Buff which gives plus 5 agi at max skill level, Yo-Yo, Arc Warrior, or Marmot as pet since they give plus 5% attack speed at max skill level. Card unlock and deposit rewards from the Dark Priest card, Nolian card and Cooker card. Headgear deposit reward from the Gemini Diadem. And lastly, with the help of the Blessing Kill from an Acolyte class. Tip number 3. Before you start a battle, you may use any of the following consumable items: Original Will Broth, Agi Meals, and Awakening Potion to boost your attack speed. Satisfied Feast, Dex Meals, Elemental Converters, Normal Precision Stone, and Rapid Attack Alloy to boost damage output. And Call from Ocean to survive death blows. Tip number 4. For Guild Blessings, focus on maxing out Combat Blessings to 150. While for the Guild Praying cards, prioritize the following. For attack, max out Pen, crit damage, attack, and damage to demi-human. For death, max out damage reduction, magic reduction, neutral damage reduction, and HP. And for element, max out fire damage, holy damage, and fire damage reduction. Tip number 5. And for my last and final tip, you need to invest in your raw attack, which I have talked in my previous videos. If you haven't watched that yet, I have the video linked down below. Lastly, let's take a look into the future changes that will affect ADL Rangers. In episode 6, there will be a new rune system where you can get advanced runes. Several runes will be beneficial for the ADL build, and these are the following. First, we have an S rank rune which gives Rangers the ability to see players in hiding state inside PvP and GVG maps within a range of 5 to 10 meters. In addition, attacking an enemy has a chance to cast Tracking Prey on them, preventing the target from hiding. And attacks may also immobilize the target for 1 second with a 1 to 20% chance. Another S rank rune gives Rangers 10 to 30% chance to enter hiding state when taking damage. Under the hiding status, damage reduction and movement speed is increased by 1 to 30% for 5 seconds. And lastly, there will also be advanced runes that will improve the effect of the following skills: Trump Tamer, Fleet Speed, Windwalk, and True Sight. Another change in episode 6 that will affect ADL Rangers is the introduction of armor synthesis. A tier 8 sniping suit can be fused with a tier 8 angelic protection and Kratos cracking earth armor to get Tier's armor. The advantage of getting the Tier's armor is that it gives more dex, agi, max HP, def, and mdef. There is also 1% higher crit damage at plus 5, plus 10, and plus 15 refinement level. And lastly, it grants plus 1% pen for every refine level starting from plus 8. Plus, this will become the best armor for ADL Rangers in episode 6. Other new items and tier upgrades in episode 6 are the Niles Bracelet tier 8 upgrade where at plus 5 refinement attack is increased by 4%, and the Rune Boots tier 4 upgrade where at plus 8 refinement attack is increased by 2%, and at plus 12 refinement attack is increased again by 2%. Alright, so far we discussed the stats, skills, runes, equipment cards, and tips to maximize the power of ADL Rangers using Exceed Break. We also touched on some of the things to expect in the future episode. I hope that with this guide you now understand how to unleash the potential of the Exceed Break skill. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching. See you in our next episode.